Okay, everybody, I'm here for another rant video. This is something that happened to me at the dentist office yesterday that I want to share with you. Okay, it starts out with back here, the last molar all the way in the back on the bottom, which had a little chip break off some time ago, and unfortunately I did neglect it. I'm only human, life gets in the way, and finally it started to hurt. And sometimes it would be pretty severely intense. And what I would do is I found that if I gargled with Listerine there and rinsed it with very warm salt water, I would get rid of the pain and I'd be good for a week or so. And then it would come back again. So after a while, I figured, well, no use putting this off any longer. Let me get this treated at a dentist. The problem is the dentist that I'd been loving and seeing for 30 years or more had retired. So I had to find a new dentist, and I did some research, and I came across a place that was a building that had 5 dentists in there. And I heard that by reading all the reports and the pictures and everything, that it's very clean and that everybody there is very friendly. It's a very friendly staff. Everybody's very, very hospitable, has a good attitude, and I thought, this sounds good, so I'll go. I made an appointment, and they arranged for me to see, I guess, the youngest member there. I think, maybe 30 or so, around the age of 30 or so. A young woman. I've never had a woman dentist before. I'm not trying to pull any kind of man card here or anything. That was fine with me. I don't care as long as the person's competent and educated, schooled. I'm fine. So I went to this appointment, and it had said that the parking is very good, lots of parking. So first thing that went off the rails immediately is when I get there, there's no parking. And I'm wondering why. And I see that a lot of the parking is blocked off because they're filming a sitcom, a new sitcom there or something. So the street is largely closed off. This doesn't have much to do with the story, but it just gives you an idea of the aggravation right from the beginning that was going to happen. All right, so I go in there. I don't have any dental insurance, to tell you the truth, and I was just going to pay out of pocket. And they told me here also, when I had a consultation with them, that, well, that's okay because a lot of people who come here, they don't have dental insurance. Most of our people do not have dental insurance, and we work with them, all this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, this is good for my needs. Well, first of all, I had a 9 a.m. appointment. I get there at 8:45. I'm always punctual. I even get there a little early. There's nobody at the front desk. I'm looking around, hello, and there's nobody there. Now, technically, they don't open till 9 a.m. So the place was open, but nobody was at the front desk. So finally, around 9:05 or something, somebody comes to the front desk, and boy, she's so nice. She was very nice, very friendly. And I had to wait till about 9:20, and I'm thinking it's 9:20. I had a 9 o'clock appointment. I'm already annoyed when my appointment is late. And it's not like I was waiting because there was somebody ahead of me and the doctor ran overtime. It just had me wait and wait. Finally, she comes to me and she says, nice young woman. She says, I'm going to give you a tour. This is, I think, one of the receptionists. Okay, I'm going to give you the tour. And I'm thinking, a tour? I don't need a tour. I need to get in a chair and get myself looked at. But I went along with the tour. I'm thinking to myself, time's wasting here. I had to park outside in a 2-hour zone, 2-hour limit. I got 2 hours here before I get ticketed or towed. So I want to make sure we get seen. So she's taking, just first of all, when you come in, here's some coffee. And I'm noticing they have a bucket of candy and cookies. And I'm thinking, this is a dentist office and you're offering the people in the waiting room candy and cookies? Anyway, she goes, okay, over here is the restroom, she says. And she takes me down the hall, and she says, over here we have a door that leads, if you park, next time if you park in the back, you can come up a ramp, and this is the door. We have a second restroom here, back there. And I'm saying, what is all this? So she comes around, and every now and then, I'll see one of the dentists, the doctors, there are 5 of them, coming around, and they'd wave, hello, hello, hello. And I'm thinking, wow, this place, it was something about this place that it was friendly, but almost over the top friendly, almost too friendly, too staged, too plastic. There was something about it. Oh, hi. Did you meet Joe yet? Oh, no, I didn't meet Joe. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Oh, another person. You go, here's Joe. Oh, I know. We met. Hi, Joe. We met already. I'm like, come on. I've never seen a dentist office like this. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with being friendly. God knows. There's nothing wrong with being hospitable and making everybody comfortable and feel homey. But there was something here that just was off. I don't know what it was. Then she takes me to all these rooms. This is the room where we have our special scanner. This is state-of-the-art digital. And what we do here is we do the teeth. And she's giving me a freaking education. I don't care about all this, and times are wasted. You know, I had to say to her, excuse me, I just want to tell you, I'm in the 2-hour parking back there. So, I don't know. You know, we sit here, have a consultation. I'm sitting there, and she's the receptionist or whoever is saying to me, well, what do you like in a dentist? And I'm thinking, well, I like somebody who's a good communicator, who communicates well, I guess who has who's trustworthy, has a nice bedside manner, somebody who knows what they're doing. I didn't know what to say. So then finally, the dentist, the young lady comes in, she's the dentist, sits down, and the receptionist tells her what I just told the receptionist. Joe is here. He says that he likes somebody who's a good communicator, he likes somebody who's trustworthy, and he likes somebody who's a professional, and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you have to tell the dentist how to behave? You know, whatever I say I like, you tell the dentist to be that? It just seemed weird. Like, I want the dentist to be him or herself. I don't want somebody to just put on an act based on what I like. I thought it was very strange. And I'm sitting here again noting the time. It's getting late here. Finally, about, I guess it was 9:30, I finally get into the dentist chair. We already killed a half hour of my appointment. We were supposed to be starting at 9. Get in the chair, but I don't see the dentist yet. I get a young man. I don't know how. This man looked like he was just out of high school, 18, 19, 20 at best. And he comes over, hi, and okay, again, overly plastic and friendly. Hello, how are you? Oh, what's okay, says, well, we're just going to do a little bit of work today, and first thing I'm going to do is x-ray that tooth. I made it clear, this is important, I made it clear that I only wanted that one tooth x-rayed. I just want to do this one tooth. Don't x-ray anything else. Don't do anything else for any teeth. This is what I want done. I'm on a limited income here. I'll pay you, but I'm on a limited income. So, oh yeah, okay, sure. So, what does the kid do? He comes in with some kind of plastic long gadget, and he like starts looking at all my teeth, state-of-the-art digital, and he's pressing kind of hard, and I'm like, and it's hurting actually. And he's going to me. So, again, he's trying to, you know, be fake nice, you know. He goes, so what do you have planned for today? Anything planned interesting today? And I said, well, a lot of that has to do with how we work here, how this works out. That's what, depending on how it works out today, then I'll decide how my day's going to be. Or something like that. I hear you. He keeps going, and he's doing the back. I finally said, what are you doing? And he takes it out, and he goes, I'm sorry, did you want to say something? And I say, yeah, I'm asking you, why are you doing all these teeth? I said, I just asked for the one tooth. Oh, this is part of the procedure. Don't worry about it. This is part. And whatever he said, this is just part of the standard exam. So he does all this. It hurt like hell. And I'm like, man, he's pressing too hard. And I have dental work on the top here that I want to be, you know, preserved, okay? So he does all this, and I'm waiting. I still haven't seen the dentist here yet. And then he says, come with me to the back room. So we go to one of these back rooms that has one of these state-of-the-art scanning machines. And I never had this done before. They want to x-ray some more. I think it's a 3D thing. They say, okay, stand here. And he says, now, stand tall. Put your front teeth in this gap. There's like something here you bite into. Like that. Bite with your front. I bite in there. And he says, now, hold on. And he starts adjusting it. I'm going... and it's moving my teeth in my head. I'm saying, whoa, stop. So I come out and I go, this is ridiculous. I finally couldn't take it anymore. I said, this is ridiculous. And the kid goes, this is ridiculous? And then finally the doctor shows up. The dentist said, what's the problem here? I said, well, no, I don't mind me. I've never had this before. You know, I've been through a lot of things from when I was a child. I've had needles, I've had injections, I've had root canal. I mean, I know I've been through a lot, but I've never had this. Oh, don't worry, this is part of the thing. And they try to calm me down. I say, okay. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing all this stuff that I've never had done before for simple x-ray. I don't know. So anyway, this is going to be longer than I wanted it to, but it's a good story at the end. So anyhow, so finally, I'm in the chair again, and finally, dentist comes in. She takes the x-ray. What she notices is two things. She says, things here are a lot worse than you think. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, what? Turns out I have an infection in the back tooth, but I have a molar just in front of it that's a crown on a post. And I had this molar and crown post in front of it done in 1992. So this is 33 years I've had this. She says there's infection in the back tooth that's cracked, but there's also an infection in the post and the crown that you had 33 years ago. In fact, it looks like it might be split. I could see the screw, the x-ray, the screw going in there from 1992. She says there's all infection. Both of these teeth are infected underneath. And we talk, and she says, so what I'm going to recommend, she says, is a crown. She says you might want to maybe like pull out that tooth, get rid of that tooth that has the crown on it from 33 years ago, and then get a root canal on the one in the back that's hurting you, and then get a bridge. I'm saying, wait. How, can I get some prices here? She goes, oh, so she told me, okay. She says, to get a root canal on this back tooth with a crown is $5,000. Guys, I remember when they were like $1,700 or $2,000 tops, but $5,000? And then she says, and for a bridge, it'll be $7,000. $7,000. I said to her, well, that's not going to happen. I said, well, she says, well, you could also, I think what she's thinking is that I would get the crown from 92 extracted, and she said that's $450, $450, then get a root canal on the back tooth that's broke for another $5,000, then get a bridge in there with a phony tooth or something for $7,000. What am I going to spend here? Over $12,000? Forget it. So, or I could just get them both extracted, because there is an infection under there, and x-rays don't lie. I'm not saying they're making this up, because you could see on the x-ray the infection. So now I got a dilemma here. You don't want to walk around with infection here because it could get bad. So what am I supposed to do? I have some options in my mind, so I don't know what happened. Now, she had told me that what we'll do today is I'll put some medicine in there, and temporarily I'll put some medicine in the tooth that's hurting, right? She told me this at the beginning. By the time we're done, she says, why don't you go home, think about everything I told you, and decide which avenue you want to pursue. And then I said, what about the medicine? You were going to put medicine here? And she says, well, it takes about a half hour to do that. We've spent so much time talking that I don't have the time to put the medicine in today. And I was furious, I didn't say anything at that time, but I thought, you give me this tour, you show me the cookies and the candy, you show me the toilets you got around here, you take me into all the rooms, you don't see me until 9:20 when my appointment is 9 o'clock. Well, how about we skip all that? We would have had the time to put the medicine. So I was pretty annoyed at that. I get up to the front desk, and I'm getting ready to pay, and I'm saying, what is she going to hit me with? The receptionist says, your bill is $285. Now, that may not sound too bad, but I had already paid $75 to hold the appointment. They have this routine at this place where when you make an appointment, you have to give them in advance $75 to hold the appointment in case you don't come in. They get, So I held it. They apply that to your bill. In other words, the amount of money that I paid was $360. $360, and I got nothing. No medicine. Well, what only thing I did gain is I got an idea. I saw what was wrong. They showed me the x-rays, but it's not worth $400 just to get an x-ray picture, okay, of what's going on. Now, trying to move a little fast. It's going too long. But I said, all right, well, I don't know what to do. I said to the receptionist at the desk, I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed. Why are you disappointed? I'm sorry. I'm disappointed. The price is outrageous. I got nothing. I didn't get any medication in here. I feel like I got nothing. I said, this is terrible. I'm not happy. So the receptionist says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell the doctor, the dentist, that you're not happy, that you're disappointed, and she'll call you at home, and we'll arrange something. I said, please don't do that. I asked her, please don't tell the dentist that I'm unhappy. I said, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm never coming back here again anyway. So I'll find another solution. So I said, please don't tell the dentist. So I go home, and when I get home, I look at my bill, because they gave me paperwork, and it says on the detailed bill, it says, CT capture, both jaws, $215. I'm thinking, CT capture, both jaws? I came here for one tooth! Why did I get both jaws looked at? Why, the machines, whatever they did, they milked another $215. So I called the receptionist back. I told her, look, I don't understand this. $215 here? I mean, I only wanted one tooth. And she said, listen. She says to me on the phone, well, first of all, we had to do that. That's part of the procedure. And she says to me, isn't your health more important than money? Or something like that. And I said, let me worry about my wallet. You're not in my wallet, I said, okay? Or something like that, the nerve. And then she says, but here's what I did. She tells me on the phone. She says, I talked to the doctor. I told the dentist that you were disappointed. I said, you told the dentist even though I asked you not to? You went ahead anyway and told her? And I was annoyed by that too. And the dentist says, she'll call you later today and she will do for free, come back and she'll for free put the medicine in. I don't think she should have let me walk out without the medicine or with that infection or anything, but she did. She let me walk out, charged me $400. Now she's going to call me back. Well, first of all, she never called me back. That was bull. She never called me back. Well, today's another day. Maybe she will today, but the receptionist told me last night she'd call me back. And that's pretty much the story. And I don't even know if I want to go back. Free medicine in there or not. It's outrageous. It's a ripoff. This world is over, and it goes on and on and on. Rant over for this time.